So as you guys heard me elaborate over my last few videos, I kept bringing up Maximum Football, this new indie game coming out that's been in the works for about 2-3 years already, and they have a lot of potential. They have a lot of potential to possibly become the next best football game on the scene, the next best simulation football game on the scene. Now, yeah, they got some work to do as far as gameplay wise, but physics based, as far as tackling and everything like that is concerned, it looks nice, it looks smooth, and also the things they allow you to do in a game. And this is the closest game, like I said in my last video, that any company has ever got to possibly competing with Madden. If you can get past the fact that the gameplay isn't as smooth, isn't as realistic or lifelike like Madden, then you'll learn to enjoy this game. And I'm gonna go ahead and get into like a lot of things that this game is presenting. I alluded to like the customization aspect, what you could do, how it's both pro and college game in one game, and how you could play unlimited seasons. But I'm gonna go ahead and go over more stuff in this video right here to let you know what they're presenting to you going forward. And when it drops on Steam early access November 7th, and then later on, I don't know what, a month, couple months, whenever it drops on console. But real quick, before I get into the details, if you here for the first time or you're returning and you haven't liked and subscribed already, please do so. Click that notification tab so you can stay up to speed with all of this new Maximum Football content that I'm about to be presenting to you, as well as EA College Football 25, Madden 25, NBA 2K, whatever. This is a sports gaming page. I'm going to be presenting a bunch of sports gaming content for you. And this new football game is exciting. So click that notification tab so you can stay up to speed with all of this content. But without further ado, let's get into it. So first off, you're going to have full customization of all of the players. You can edit anything you want to edit on a player, you can edit on a player. Sky's the limit. And what's best about it is that unlike in college football, which I'm not knocking college football too much because I'm enjoying college football. I like what EA did with college football. They have potential there too. They have some things they could work on to continue to better that game. But the full customization aspect, you don't have full customization in college football. And I know there's probably some restrictions because of the NIL and the player likeness thing. But the beauty of Maximum Football is it's a generic game. It's a generic game, so there's no licensing needed. None of these players are in the game, so there's no restrictions for editing. So you have full customization to edit. And just like I said in my previous video, you can upload logos and everything. So you could basically put these real life players in real life schools in the game. But what's beautiful about the whole editing aspect is that when you're in Dynasty mode, which is the college version, incoming freshmen, you can actually edit those freshmen before they come in. So unlike college football, where you can't edit the freshmen before they come in, you have to recruit, and then once they get on your team, you can edit them. In Maximum Football, you can actually edit the freshmen before they come in. That's amazing. They also the team customization aspect about it. I mentioned before how they have full customization of the teams. I mentioned earlier in this video how you could upload any logos you want. You can customize and put any team in the game that you want. Any team. If you want to put the USC Trojans in the game, you can put the USC Trojans in the game. If you want to put the Michigan State Spartans in the game, you can put the Michigan State Spartans in the game. You want to put LSU, put LSU. You want to put the players, put the players. But even better about it is that you can make current uniforms, you can make throwback uniforms, you can make alternates. But what's even better about that is even when you create those uniforms, it doesn't stop there. You can be 8-9 games into the season and decide, I want to put a new uniform in there. Or, I want to change up this uniform. You can do that. There's no limitations on that. You can fully customize the uniforms. You can upload logos. You can edit them during the season. It's amazing. Another dope feature about this game is that you can actually spectate CPU versus CPU games. And you could do it from multiple different camera angles. Never before have we seen anything like that besides maybe like an NFL head coach where you had to watch the games because you couldn't play as the players in the game because you were the coach. But this is cool in a sense like, okay, say for instance, in my online league in Madden, Like a majority of the time when there's some good matchups between users, we try to get them to stream, but not every time will they stream. And a lot of times, with it being a 48-hour advance, people are bored after playing the game and having to wait to advance. You want to see some other games. Well, you no longer have to wait for a user. You can actually watch a CPU versus CPU game if that's something you want to do. So I feel like that's pretty dope that they added that in there as well. And then another cool aspect that they showed this, they alluded to this like a year or two. This might have been 2 years ago when they were still leaking the different physics and animations and things that they were doing. But when you run into your blockers, they actually have the wherewithal to get out of the way. They feel you and they'll jump out of the way for you. Unlike Madden, when you'll run into your linemen, they'll just kind of sit there and you kind of get stuck on them and you got to try to wiggle your way around them. No, not in Maximum Football. Maximum Football, if you run into your player, they'll have the wherewithal to get out of the way. And what's best about Maximum Football is some of the features that they have for Dynasty. So again, like I said, this is a completely generic game. So there's no real life players in there. There's no real life teams. You have to put the teams in there. So as far as the Dynasty is concerned, you can create up to 130 teams. You can completely customize the conference names and logos. So they come with generic names of conferences, generic logos, just like they come with generic teams. And just like those teams, you can completely customize the conferences and the logos, the names, etc. So if you want to put Conference USA in there, put Conference USA in there. If you want to put the ACC in there, you put the ACC in there. You want to put the SEC, put the SEC in there, and so on and so forth. They're giving you the tools to make the game that you want to play. And that's what's so awesome about this game. They can't get in trouble. They can't get sued because they're not a license-based game. They're a generic game giving you the tools to upload and put what you want. So that's what's so game-changing about this video game is that the sky's the limit. You can make it whatever you want it to be. And it's up to us to back and support. Again, it might not be like Madden as far as how fluent the players move and everything like that. But if you get past that and you show this game some kind of support and you start favoring this game and people like the franchise community, say the franchise community starts to drift away from Madden and go to this game, Madden would be in trouble. Yeah, they're making a lot of money off of MUT, but people keep forgetting that the franchise gamers are the one that's really buying and investing a lot of time and man hours into this game because they're the ones with these online leagues that last 6, 7, 8 seasons until the next game drop. They're the ones that's editing these draft classes and so on and so forth. And they're the ones that's been around since before they even had MUT or anything like that. What would you do if you lose that crowd? But I believe Maximum Football will have the potential to pull that crowd away. You also have the ability during Dynasty to change the number of regular season games, the frequency of conference alignment, and the number of playoff teams. So the playoff is not just set. If you want to do 14 playoff like it used to be, you could do 14 playoff. If you want to do 12 team, you could do 12 team. If you want to do 6, 7, 8, whatever you want to do, you could set it. You could set all of that. And also, one of the features that I love the most that I learned about is that you can actually spectate or play in the high school all-star game. What game you ever did anything like that? That you could play or spectate the high school all-star game? That's the dopest thing in the world. So not only do you have all these things that you could do in Dynasty, full customization, players, incoming freshmen, blah, blah, but you can also play or spectate in the high school all-star game. Let's go. And last but not least, I ain't going through everything because this video would be drawn out extremely too long. But you could play as many seasons as you want. I said this in the last video. You could play as many seasons as you want. There's no limit. If you want to play 25 seasons, you can play 25 seasons. If you want to play 70 seasons, play 70. If you want to play 99, play 99. Whatever you want to do, however many seasons you want to play, you could play that. And if you're interested in any more of the features or whatever it is that Maximum Football has to offer, all you have to do is follow their Instagram account, follow their Twitter account, follow their YouTube account at Max Football Game. and you can get up to speed with all the content. Like I said, the early access version of the game is dropping on Steam and PC November 7th. Now, when it drops on console, I'm not sure, but like I said, I'm keeping a close eye on it, and I'm also waiting because I want to see what the community does once they start to get the chance to upload. Because they had an open beta months ago, or in the early part of the year, for users to play, but it was limited on what you could play. You couldn't upload, you couldn't test the uploading of images and customization. You couldn't do any of that. Now all of that is open. So now I want to see what the community is going to be able to do with this game, with the rosters. What is the exact extent of full customization in this game? So it's exciting for me. You might be looking at the gameplay and be like, oh, this game's trash, or this game ain't Madden, or whatever. But that's the attitude that's going to keep EA where they're at, keep EA in a position where they can continue to mess up their game and not fix it for weeks on end, even though you pay a lot of money for that game, because they feel like they just can do it because there's no competition. The only way around that is if the people show competition or bring competition in by showing their support for the competition and leaving Madden behind. I'm going to get both games regardless, but just like I was doing in the early 2000s when I was getting both Madden and 2K, I started fading towards 2K. And then Madden pulled the trump card and did that exclusive license deal and made 2K go away. So all I had was Madden. But now that there's another game coming in, if this game starts to pull away and it's worthy of me leaving Madden behind, I'm going to follow this game. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts and feedbacks in the comment section. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Again, if you here for the first time or you're returning and you haven't liked or subscribed already, please do so. Click that notification tab so you can stay up to speed with all Max football content, all EA content as far as Madden and college football is concerned. Because like I said, I'm not going to quit. I got franchises I got to hold up. I got an online league I got to hold up. I got all that I got to keep running. But something's on the rise. Something great is on the rise in Maximum Football. So if you want to be here to get all the exclusive content when it first drops and be one of the first to hear whatever it is they have to present and offer, hit that notification tab so you can stay up to speed on all that content. Again, I appreciate you all for tuning in. That's been my time. Till next time.